Testing, testing. 1, 2, 3. Testing. Oh yeah, much better. When you don't crank the microphone gain up all the fucking way, you don't get all the noise. Last episode we had the microphone gain turned up too high. Kind of didn't ruin things, just made it. Post-processing, we had to do some noise removal to get all the background noise out. Not a big deal. Still annoying. Right? Right. What else is annoying? My greatness. Because you can scream, shout, whine, cry, snivel, piss, moan like a little girl. You can moan like a little girl who's being fucked by Hussein Obama. But it's okay, because remember, under Obama, Julia is going to have everything she needs provided for her for the entire rest of her life. Because Obama's going to be president for life. That's how it's going to happen. If you've watched the little Julia comic strip online, whatever it's called, you would know this. Obama's going to be there to provide for Julia through her entire fucking life. Julia will never need to learn how to interact with a man, because the only man in her life is going to be Obama. She's married to Obama. Obama is her provider. Obama is the father. Obama is the boyfriend. Obama is the son. Obama is the everything when you're a woman. This was... Hi, good morning, Randy. How are you? Hi there, y'all. How's it going? This was supposed to be just the microphone test, but you know what? Randy, just let it roll. Fuck it. I'm good to go. Why am I good to go? Because I have an e-cigarette, which is illegal in Fort Collins in one hand. Got a cup of coffee in the other hand. And because I am the Great One himself, founder of the Cynical Libertarian Society, host of the Stating the Obvious podcast, the cruise missile of my intellect, going out there, destroying status. Today, this little series that I'm doing, I'm talking about girls. We're talking about women and their mental incompetencies and why they are not equal to men. Now, if you're coming in and you have not listened to the previous episode of Stating the Obvious, episode 201, you need to go listen to that. Randy, will you expand my waveform, please? Thanks, darling. Darling. I called you darling. Oh, I'm so sexist. God, you're a victim now. You've been victimized by the patriarchy. Yes, go ahead and start crying. You just got your victim card punched. I called you darling. Are you feeling oppressed? You should be. You're so, you poor women, you're so oppressed. I mean, do you realize women only spend 80% of this disposable income in the United States of America? I mean, only 80%. Women only control 80% of the money in the United States. That's fucking terrible. That is some serious fucking sexism. Alright. If you haven't listened to the previous episode, you need to go listen to it in order to understand what the fuck's going on. Unless you're a feminist and you don't want to understand what's going on, you just came here to get your victim card punched. Well, consider your fucking victim card punched, you fucking cunt. Yeah, I said cunt. Now it's been punched again. Did I mention I'm the Great One? Yes. In the control room over there is the lovely and adorable Randy. Cynical Libertarian Society is on the internet, cynlibsoc.com, on the interwebs. I can't talk yet. We just woke up. Not together, mind you. Sorry, I thought about having sex with you and my train of thought just derailed. What was I going to say? Bitcoin! Give us Bitcoin. Sex, money. Those are the two, and coffee. There it is. Now if I just had a cat, everything would be complete. Sex, money, coffee, cats. That's pretty much a trifecta with an extra. Trifecta with an extra. Ooh, I kind of like that. That rhymes. My poet didn't know it. Anyway, you can send us email. You can send me love mail. You can send hate mail. You can send your whining about your victimhood because you were born with titties and you just can't cope with it. Whatever it is you want to fucking whine about, you can send that to me at God, that's dog spelled backwards, God, at cynlibsoc.com on the interwebs. And of course you can go on YouTube and leave oh my God, that fucking feminist bitch left those comments on the YouTube video. I've never done a response to that. I've got to do that. That would actually fit into this series. Let me write that down. Yes. All right. Yes. Suddenly I'm feeling invigorated because nothing pisses me off like fucking statist. Waking up in the morning and just thinking about statism, it gets your blood flowing. God damn it. Makes me want to just smack the fuck out of somebody. Okay. How are we doing? Should we start the show now? Are we 8 minutes in yet? For those of you, if this is your first time listening to the podcast, I can't ever talk about the actual topic until we're at least 8 minutes into the podcast. God fucking forbid that I ever get to the point. Speaking of getting to the point, Oreo cookies. I haven't done an Oreo cookie update in a while. I keep meaning to do it and I always forget. For regular listeners, you will know that some time ago I said I should stop eating Oreo cookies because even though they're delicious, they're nothing but chemicals. They're probably not very nutritious. Well, just for the record, since that time I have still not eaten a single Oreo cookie. For those of you not in the know, I used to eat probably 3 boxes of, and they're not really boxes, packages, is a more accurate description. 3 packages of Oreo cookies a week. Like, I used just Oreo cookies all the time, the chocolate-filled ones. So I just quit. I had to stop. Cold turkey, just like, no more Oreos. So right here, the one, I can't stop eating. No, you can. You can stop eating, okay? You just stop stuffing the shit in your face. I'm so fucking sick of people telling me they're addicted. You know, I'm addicted to cigarettes. Bullshit, okay? My grandmother, 7,000 years old, whatever, she's sitting there in the chair one day, she had the cigarette she was smoking, and she just said, you know what, I think I'm going to stop smoking. And she put out the cigarette, she took her pack of cigarettes, she threw it in the trash can, bang, that was it. Right there, she stopped smoking. She didn't have fucking withdrawals, she didn't need nicotine gum, she didn't need patches, she didn't need fucking hypnosis, she didn't need fucking support groups, she didn't need Obama to wipe her ass for her, she just fucking did it. Okay? It's all you fucking little addicts. I'm addicted and I can't help myself. I have to watch internet porn. I'm addicted to it. Just turn off the fucking computer and go outside. Alright? I can't stop smoking. I've tried so many times. Well, you're not trying hard enough, are you? You don't want to stop smoking. Shut the fuck up. Alright? Just shut the fuck up with your fucking victim card punching. Alright, speaking of victims, let's talk about girls. We're 8 minutes in, right? I can actually talk about the topic now. Good. Hold on, I gotta get naked. Some of you out there think I'm joking. No. Actually, I am. I'm actually not naked recording this podcast. This is why the window between the control room and the recording studio doesn't go all the way down. It's so I can be naked in here without Randy having to look at my giant ball sack and cock. God, alright, let's yes, I know. Alright, I'm gonna focus in a minute. Trust me. It's gonna happen. What's that? Yes. We're gonna make jokes about Randy being naked over there, but I would enjoy that too much. Alright, speaking of girls, speaking of hot girls. Let us go backeth and pick up. So I talked about girl A, who just got all flaky and I finally gave up on, even though I like her a lot. I can't just put up with this. See, and all of this, as I tell these stories, these are going to illustrate things about women. And, you know, I have friends, believe it or not. Some of you are going to say, what? No fucking way. You don't have friends? You're an asshole. No, really, I do have friends. One of my female friends came to me and she's like, God, I sound like a fucking college kid now. She's like, oh my god, like, I'm like so smart, like, I'm in college, and like, oh my god, like, I have the internet, and like, I'm the smartest generation ever, and like, I'm on medication for my personality, and like, I'm so smart, like, oh my god, like, I voted for Obama, like, so many times, like, I just voted for him over and over and over, because, you know, like, it was on the internet, and like, it must be true. That's my medicated generation impersonation. Woof, woof, woof. That's my other dog impersonation. Most of you will not get that joke. It's a good movie, though. Kelly's Heroes. I love that movie. Woof. And alright, focus. Deep breath. This is what happens when I get behind a microphone. Alright. Yes, story. I was going to tell a story. I'm always telling stories. And drinking coffee. There's going to be a lot of pauses while I consume this coffee. A friend of mine, woman, who was, at the time, she had been in a sort of loose relationship with some guy. And they were fucking. They were, you know, sure, dating, whatever the fuck you want to call it. So the guy she was seeing is apparently pretty well known. I think I can say this without giving it away. He is a poet. And by this I mean he's a poet who actually makes money writing poetry. Now, I never met the guy. I don't seen him. I don't even remember his name. I couldn't tell you if I wanted to. He's not a local person. So that was part of it. It was at least a semi-long distance, depending on how you define long distance. He did not live close to her. He's not here in the People's Republic of Fort Collins. And so they were fucking, and he's traveling a lot, and he's doing a lot, and he's got a lot of shit going on. And so she came to me, and she's like, well, I really like him, but he's not contacting me. He's not texting me, and that he's not giving me attention, because as I've said before, and has been said over and over and over, all of you women out there are attention whores. You go through your entire life looking, and throughout this, I'm going to try to remember. There is no try. You only do it or you don't do it. Yoda said that. It's my intention to always use my words clearly, right? So when I mean femistatist, I'm going to say femistatist. I'm not going to say women, because women is a group that encompasses every woman, while femistatist is a group that encompasses women who have a certain worldview, that is to say, a statist worldview. So I do not mean femistatist, I mean women. I mean all women. Every single woman. My grandmother, my mother, my sister that I don't have, my daughter if I had one, my friends who are women's, my best friends, my friends who are women's. Yo, women's, what's up? My friends who are women. Every single woman, every single human being. Some femistatists aren't human beings, so that's that. Every organism on the planet Earth that has human DNA and a vagina, every single woman is an attention whore. If you're a woman and you think you're different, you're either stupid or you're lying. Okay? Every woman ever is a fucking attention whore. All of you go through life needing attention and validation from other people, doing everything you can to get that. It's what your life is based on. Without attention and validation from the outside, as a woman, you are nothing. And that may be harsh, but it also happens to be true. So she's saying to me, this guy, he's not calling me, he's not texting me. What do I do? I'm like, well, have you tried sending him a text? And she's like, well, and this is a strong, independent woman, for the record. Okay? She's divorced, she gets alimony, She admits, I am a kept woman. Her ex-husband provides her with money. She has a part-time job just for the fun of it. Her ex-husband pays the bulk of her bills. She has money out the ass. She's a strong, independent woman. She doesn't need a man. And I'm trying to remember where I was in my story. God, if I had a brain cell, it would help. Randy, the fuck was I at in my story? Thank you. He never calls, he never texts, whatever. I said, hey, have you tried sending him a text? Just to see, whatever. Why can't you text him first? And this strong, independent woman is like, well, should I have to do that? Like, well, yeah. If you... And this illustrates the mentality of you women out there and why... So why is this relevant? Because this is why you women should not hold positions of responsibility. Okay? She wants attention from this man. She likes this man. But is she willing to invest the smallest amount of effort? If you want attention from this man, send him a fucking text message. Ask him how it's going. Ask him what he's doing. Anything. But she's like, well, I shouldn't have to do that. He's the man. He should be chasing me. And I'm just like, no. No. It's like, no, the 1950s are over with. Remember? Feminism threw the 1950s out. You women didn't want that anymore. And this is such a great illustration of the conflicted logic that is the female brain. And I know female brain is an oxymoron, but I'm using that metaphorically. Right, the femistatists will be the first ones to tell you that the 1950s are over and gender roles and the gender binary is oppressive and all this other shit, and that's exactly the kind of person this woman is. And yet this woman sits there with her I'm a strong independent woman and gender binary is oppressive and all this other shit, sits there and says, I want attention from this man, but I'm not going to put any effort into getting it because he's supposed to chase me. If you want attention from a man, but you're not willing to put any effort into it, if you're just sitting there passively waiting for this man to give you attention, that's an indicator of why you should not have any responsibility in life. It's why you should not have a job. Hell, it's why you shouldn't be... excuse me. That's why, and many of the femistatists out there are going, you just want women pregnant and barefoot and in the kitchen. No, if you're that unable to make things happen, I mean, again, you're a fucking woman. Women can get attention from men basically by existing. I mean, unless you're really fat or really ugly or have a really hideous personality, the way so many women do today. I mean, if you're physically even remotely attractive, and if you've got a decent personality, you can get attention from men by the boatloads just by existing. And so if you're a strong, independent woman who is a femistatist, and you're sitting around and you're waiting for a man to give you attention because you're not going to lift a fucking finger to even send him a text message, and she's bad-mouthing him, right? He's such a terrible man because he's not giving her attention. If you can't even take that level of initiative, not only should you not have a job, I'm not saying you should be barefoot pregnant in the kitchen. If you can't take that level of initiative, you shouldn't be pregnant. You shouldn't be a mother. You shouldn't be responsible for children. Children are a huge responsibility. You shouldn't be in the fucking kitchen. How are you going to cook? I wouldn't let you take responsibility for making food. You shouldn't be a homemaker. How can you possibly be responsible for cleaning the house? You can't even send a fucking text message. Fucking Christ. You know how easy it is to send a text message? Even I can do it. And I fucking despise technology. Which is hilarious, because of all the things I do that involve technology. So this fucking helpless damsel in distress victim card shit This man's not paying attention to me. Well, you're a strong, independent woman. Go fucking do something about it. Try taking some goddamn initiative. Stop punching the fucking victim card and take some initiative. Back to the Chickie Poos. We talked about Chickie Poo A, whom I had contact with, and yada yada yada. And she's like, oh yeah, we'll go do some stuff. And then she totally fucking flakes out. Then I talked about girl B, who is like, oh yeah, we'll go to this place, we'll go on this day, blah blah blah. And then she fucking flakes out with her little text message about, sorry to give you false hope. Now, I want to talk about this. Actually, should I talk? No, let me talk about girls. Girl C. I can do girl C really quick. I can do her quick. Girl C. Actually met her via the internet. I'm like, hey, you want to go do something? She's like, yeah. I'm like, give me your phone number, we'll set it up. She gives me the phone number. I'm like, what about then? She's like, no, I kept busy. What about then? No, I'm busy. Well, what about then? Now I'm busy. What about this time? No, I'm busy. It's finally, I'm like, all right, we're done. Again, we see the same pattern with women. The man who has to take all the initiative, right, because the gender binary is oppressive and women are equal and they're all strong, independent women who should have jobs and responsibility and be paid the same amount as men, and they should be CEOs because they're so awesome. But again, the man, that would be me in this case, takes the initiative, does all the fucking work. The man approaches the woman. The man starts the conversation, be it in person, as we'll hear in the next case, be it on the internet, be it wherever. So the man makes the approach, the man starts the conversation, the man keeps the conversation going, because God knows most of you women out there have no fucking conversational skills whatsoever. I mean, my God, talking to some of you women, regardless of how attractive you are, it is such a chore, because you're just dumber than a brick. You're so shallow. And I love being on the internet dating sites and reading these fantasies you women write about yourselves, and where you try to build yourself as up. And they always put in shit like, I like intellectual conversations. And so I'll send them a paragraph. I'll write something about something very philosophical and ask them a question and send it. It's like, never, that has never worked. For the record, for those of you who are doing internet dating, writing a short paragraph about, whatever, Kantianism versus utilitarianism and which might produce, and then asking her opinion on it, complete failure. I get better failure. I get better failure. I get better results on the internet by sending a girl a message that just says, you're hot, would you like to fuck? I have gotten more responses from that than I have from putting forth a philosophical thought to any fucking bimbo who claims that she likes philosophical or intellectual conversations. Women live in these fantasy worlds that they create where, and this goes back to what I always say about self-awareness, women have, and I don't mean femistatist, I mean women have no sense of self-awareness at all. None. They don't see the fantasy world that they live in. And this is one of the things that we as ANCAPs, that separates us from the statist. I shouldn't say, there are some ANCAP women, I think, who are pretty self-aware. But this is something to tie this into anarcho-capitalism, right? To be an anarcho-capitalist, you have to not live in this fantasy world where the government is supposed to provide everything and fiat currency has actual value, and if it's the law, then you have to obey it, and all this other stuff, right? That's one of the first, and I think this too is one of the reasons why, and I've talked about this at length, as has Stefan Molyneux. Oh, and in the post for this podcast on the website, I'm going to put in a Stefan Molyneux video I just watched, which also touches on women needing to get their shit together and is really good. So it's related, but not directly related. Anyway, to be an anarcho-capitalist, you have to be able to throw off all the fantasy world about how the government is great and the police must be obeyed and the law is always right and all this other shit. And women have a really hard time doing that because they're so delusional and they have so little contact with reality. And I think that is one of the reasons, along with the female's need for conformity and for community. And of course, as I talked about before, community can only be achieved through conformity. Right? Here's the really short version. If you want to be part of a community, you have to conform to that community's standards, right? So if the community you want to be a part of is people who meet every evening and they play Monopoly and speak German, if you want to be part of that community, you have to play Monopoly and you have to be willing to learn German if you don't already know it, okay? So to be part of community, you have to conform. Women value community over everything else. And of course, as I've said before, this is why there aren't a lot of female ANCAPs, because in anarcho-capitalism we have community, but there is of course conformity, but not to the extent of conformity you need to be a statist, right? To be an ANCAP, you only need to basically conform to the non-aggression principle and property rights. Beyond that, you do whatever the fuck you want. More coffee. And so this is also why this is a part of why women are blah, 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 blah. I can't talk. Learn to talk, asshole. Blah, 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 blah. I'm a fucking professional. This. Whew. Alright, anyway, let me back to the fucking topic. So girl number C. I'm sure I kind of know how I got there. It had something to do with internet dating, and then, oh yeah, women thinking they're intellectual, but their complete lack of self-awareness. Alright, so anyway, girl C, finally, I just got tired of her shit. Let me do girl D. Now, girl D, as I mentioned in the previous podcast, we're going to talk about 4 chicks, all of whom I attempted to have sex with. Of the 4, 6, oh math, it's so hard. 6, as in 666, the number of the beast. 6 chicks I attempted to have sex with. Of those 6, only one of them displayed any level of integrity. Again, so where is the lack of integrity with girl A? It's saying we are going to get together and do something, then flaking out and not following through. And some of you are saying blah blah blah, and I'm going to get there, okay? Trust. I know it's going to take me fucking days to get to the point, but just fucking shut up and listen. Girl B, saying not just we're going to do something, but actually giving me an actual day of the week, a specific day. This day we are going to do X. Great. Girl C, again, the nebulous future. Yes, we'll do this. Yes, I want to do this. It's like, yeah, do you want to? Yes, I want to. Right? Giving me this affirmation. Girl A, same thing. I'm saying, do you want to? She's like, yes, I want to. Okay, great. You have said you want to do this. You have lied because you didn't really want to do it. And we're going to get to that. We're going to get to the in-depth analysis of the lying. Girl D. Now, I'm not making this up. I have always said that I would never try to meet a girl at the laundromat, because any woman who doesn't have her own washer and dryer is not going to be able to take care of me the way she should. I met this girl at the laundromat. My friends, I am not bullshitting you when I say this woman, of all the women I have ever had a conversation with in real life, not imaginary, not on the internet, not like watching them on TV and shit like that. I'm talking about real women. Need a drink of coffee there. This chick is easily one of the 10 hottest women I have ever spoken to in my life. Scale of 1 to 10, physically, her body, she's like a 9.3. I thought about whipping out the fucking cell phone and taking pictures of her just to prove. But then I remembered that I don't actually need to prove shit to anybody. Because fuck you, right? My life is too short. We'll get to that. Life is too short for me to run around proving shit to other people. So you can believe me, you can disbelieve me. All you need to know is this chick, long blonde hair. The only thing, and this is, a lot of people out there are going to go think there's something wrong with me. I'm not really into large, I know. I'm not into big tits, man. I know everybody wants women with fucking triple D giant fucking tits that hang down to their kneecaps and shit. I'm not into the big titties. Her titties weren't giant, but they were, if she had like a cup size smaller, I'd have been happier. She's about a C cup. Me, I'm totally okay with an A cup or a B cup. Anyway, her breasts were a little larger than I would have liked. She fucking fit, nice arms, great. She was wearing this little fucking workout outfit. Like I'm not making this up. She's wearing this skin tight pants and this little like halter top, bra top thingy. I'm just like, Jesus fucking Christ. Her ass was unbelievable. I'm telling you, I wish I had pictures. If I had pictures, I would be jacking off to those pictures every night, quite possibly for the rest of my life. This woman was fucking physically perfect. Oh my God, I was in love. I'm always in love. Anyway. Alright, now I'm finished with that little fantasy. Hold on. Randy, look the other way while I touch myself. It won't take long. Ask any of the girls. Just like 7 or 8 seconds, I'll be done. And anyway, this chick was amazingly fucking hot. So I started a conversation with her. Actually, it's Fort Collins. Turns out we had some points of commonality, of course, because in Fort Collins everybody does. And so that was interesting, and I actually found out some stuff about some local businesses that I didn't know. It's a long story, nothing real. But the point is, it was good. So we're all finished. I'm like, all right, blah, 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 get together, blah, blah, blah. And she was like, well, and yeah, I'm just going to do the short version. I'm not here to try to teach you how to pick up girls. I'm here to talk about women's flaws in anarcho-capitalism. So I'm not going to do an in-depth analysis of the conversation and, of course, of my mistakes. And again, the self-awareness that we as men, we as men and we as anarcho-capitalists have that statists and women don't have, right? The reason that she and I didn't get together, I can say that she rejected me or whatever, but to a large extent, it's my fault, because if I'd have done things differently, if I'd have done things better, I could have gotten through the bullshit. So the fact that I'm not having sex with this goddess right now, it's not because I'm a victim. It's because I didn't do a very good job. It's because I could have done better and I didn't do better, and I take responsibility for that. That's another thing that separates anarcho-capitalist from statist. That's something that separates men from women, is the ability to take responsibility. So anyway, I'm like, well, you do that, blah, 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 let's get together, blah, blah, blah. She's like, no. I'm like, no. And I'm like, no. And finally, she's like, well, I have a boyfriend. I'm like, well, it's okay, I won't tell him. Which made her, she laughed. They always laugh. Anytime a chick says, I have a boyfriend, because chicks always, I've covered this before, women always say, I have a boyfriend. No woman is going to say, I don't have a boyfriend right now, because again, that goes back to the validation, right? For women, having a boyfriend is a form of validation. A woman is not going to admit to you she doesn't have a boyfriend, because even if it's true, she's never going to say, I don't have a boyfriend, because the fact that no man wants her, she sees that as a flaw. She sees that as a problem for her. She sees that as a lack of validation. So anytime a woman says, I have a boyfriend, there's a 50-50 chance she's lying. And a lot of times the boyfriend is just a beta orbiter, and a lot of times she has multiple boyfriends. So the point is, when a woman says, I have a boyfriend, that means absolutely nothing. Just keep going, okay? Boys, guys, men, trust me on this. When a woman says she has a boyfriend, just say something like, that's okay, I won't tell him. Or my other line, which I should have used, I should have said, well, it's okay, I only date women who have boyfriends, because if blah. My line just flaked out on me. My brain flaked out of my head. I say something to the effect of, I only date girls who have boyfriends because if some other man doesn't want you, why would I? Okay, so either that or just say, I won't tell him if you don't tell him. And then keep on going, which is what I did. So anyhow, finally she's like, well, no, I have a boyfriend. I'm not that kind of girl. All right, that's cool. Now that I've had another, hold on, one more drink of coffee. Randy, where are we on time? Yes. I'm doing good. Well, for me, I'm doing good. I know that this has been 80% off topic, but for me, we're doing really good here. Let's talk about lying. Now, is it possible that when she said she had a boyfriend, she was lying? Probably. I mean, it's probably possible. It is possible, yes. That's irrelevant. It's not, but it is. All right, let me start here. Stefan Molyneux has talked about this at length, and I bring that up because he's helped to shape my thought process on this. And here's the question. Do you, because I'm sitting here, right, I'm bitching about all these girls lying. I'm bitching about the fact that they've lied to me, right? Girl A lied. She said, yes, we would do something, but then she flaked out. That's a lie. Girl B said, yes, we'll do something very specific on this specific day, and then she flaked out. That's lying. Girl C said, yes, I want to go do such and such, but she really didn't. That's lying. Girl D said, I have a boyfriend. That may or may not be a lie. Do you, anyone out there, ANCAP, statist, male, female, do you owe other people honesty? Do you owe other people trust? Stefan Molyneux has made the argument, and I agree with this argument, that you do not. Trust and truth have to be earned. And I agree with that. I'm trying to think about the best way to illustrate truth. Okay. So one of my friends, we do stuff together. It's a chick. Try to use chicks as examples here whenever possible because we're talking about girls. And because we're friends, we've earned each other's honesty. So if we make an arrangement to go do something, in fact, we were going to do something this weekend, and she woke up with a cold, and she sent me a message, and she just said, hey, you know what, I'm feeling really sick, like, let's move this back. I'm like, that's fine. I trust her because she also knows that from past experience, it's just she can tell me truth. I've earned her trust and her truth. She's earned my trust and my truth. If she sent me a text and she just said, you know, I got a lot going on, I just don't want to get together today, can we change our plans? I would be completely okay with that. So we don't need to lie to each other because we've earned each other's trust. We've earned each other's truth. So now, when I'm going up to some random hot redhead chick and trying to, you know, get into her pants, does she owe me, in the same way, truth? So, like, if I say to her, I mean, okay, so if I'm like, you know, you want to get together, does she owe me the truth of saying, no, I think you're a hideous pig? Well, she doesn't owe me that. It'd be nice. Just it would be direct. It would be refreshing to have a woman actually tell the truth, especially since you think you're strong and independent and equal and you should have a job and responsibility and all this other shit, but you're a fucking liar. But is the lying the actual problem? Because, all right, here's the question. Wow, I'm starting to finally fucking think a little bit. When I'm trying, or when any man is trying to hit on a woman, but we'll use me, when I'm trying to get in some chick's pants, is it wrong for her to lie to me? No, it's not. Because I've not done anything to earn her trust. Now, the question is, what kind of lie is it? There is the potential lie of, I have a boyfriend, which, as I've said, is usually a lie. Easily 50% of the time when a girl says she has a boyfriend, she's lying. Okay, so that's a lie. But I'm okay with that lie. The lie of, yes, here's my phone number, we will do that, blah, 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 that's also a lie. Of the two lies, the boyfriend lie, the lie of, well, that's not a lie. If a chick says, I'm not interested, that's not a lie. That's where you, and I want to be clear, Girl D is the only one I have respect for. She did not engage in the destructive lie. That's what I'm going to call it, the destructive lie. I just thought of that. I like that. Oh, I'm brilliant. God, I'm fucking brilliant. Hold on. I need a moment of silence. Yes! I'm going to call it destructive lying versus passing lying. God, I'm fucking brilliant. Hold on, I have to write this down. I'm a fucking genius. Okay. Here's the difference between a destructive lie and a passing lie. When I said to girl D, you want to get together, it's like, well, I have a boyfriend. Okay, she may or may not have a boyfriend. For the sake of this example, let's say that she's lying. She doesn't have a boyfriend, which there's no way in hell that girl doesn't have a boyfriend, unless she has some serious mental problem. I guarantee you, she walks down the street and men follow her. She's got a boyfriend, or she has a mental problem. Let's say that she's lying, though. That's what I call a passing, because I just made this up. That's what I, effective 60 seconds ago, refer to as a passing lie. She tells this lie, and I, as the recipient of the lie, I just kind of pass on by it. And life goes forward. And you'll see what I mean better when I get to destructive lie. And it's not a big deal. This is as opposed to the destructive lie, which was told by 5 out of the 6 girls I'm going to talk about. This is a destructive lie. A destructive lie is when you say, yes, I am going to do X with you on this day. Now I move forward in my life believing, because I'm stupid, because I'm so fucking stupid that I actually believe a woman is going to follow through on something that she said she's going to do. I know, man, that's really cisgendered, isn't it? I am such a sexist pig to actually believe that a woman is going to follow through on a promise. Wow. Women should not be held to standards. You can't expect a woman to follow through on her promise. That's sexism. That should be illegal. There should be a law against that. Women should be able to make promises and never have to follow through on them. And that is just patriarchy if you think otherwise. When some hot little redhead that I want to stick my cock into tells me, on X day we will go do X, I move forward in my life thinking that's going to happen. So at this point, I am now altering my future actions based upon the lie she has told me. I am keeping that day clear. I am spending time to communicate with her, or attempt, since she never texted me back till the last minute. Well, not last minute, that's not true. Since she only texted me back after 2 texts and I'm running to her in person, blah, blah, blah. But I'm spending my time planning this, preparing for this, arranging my schedule around this, because believe it or not, I'm not like a woman. I don't just get to just sit at home and punch my victim card on the internet and complain about patriarchy and go to the store and use my food stamps and stuff. I actually have shit to do, like this podcast, like creating value for people in return for money, because I'm not on welfare, because I'm not Julia, because Obama doesn't give me free stuff in return for voting for him. Okay, so I am altering my life, my actions, planning my time around her and this day and this event. Now, if you're a man, you probably see the difference. If you're a woman, I'll try one more time to explain it to you, but I know you're not going to get it because you don't have self-awareness. And this is the thing. As a woman, you are incapable of understanding that your actions affect other people. Right? You think patriarchy and you can't get a job because of patriarchy, and you can't do this because of patriarchy, and everything is because of patriarchy. Patriarchy and rape culture cause everything that has ever happened to you in your life. Your life as a woman is completely dominated by patriarchy, but you're completely unable to understand that things you do affect others. See, when a girl says, I can't go out with you because I have a boyfriend, and again, we'll just say it's a lie. She's lying, but that lie, I just pass right by it and my life continues. It doesn't cause me to change what I'm doing in the future and to utilize my resources differently. When a woman says, yes, I will do X with you on X date, I am now changing what I'm doing in the future. I am altering the use of my resources. This fucking whore, this little redheaded cunt that I would fuck the shit out of, and the other 4 chicks, the 5 out of the 6 girls who all told me destructive lies, all of them wasted my time. All of them caused me to do things differently than I would have normally did them. All of them cost me resources in the form of my time. And time is money. If you read Aaron Cleary's book, Bachelor Pad Economics, you will understand that money is in fact time. I'm not going to go through the spiel, but it's fucking brilliant. One of these days I am going to do a podcast, I say that a lot, I know, about Bachelor Pad Economics and just talk about that book. It is so fucking brilliant. But as Cleary points out in this book, money actually is time. It is. That's what it is. So by telling me, here's an example. I'm trying to think of a passing lie. Okay, passing lie. I'm walking down the road. I see a person walking towards me. We're going past each other. And the guy says to me, hey, how's your day going? And I say, my day is wonderful, even though my day actually sucks. That's a lie. That's a passing lie. The status of my day has no effect on him or his future. He can keep right on going. Everything's fine. Now, if we're passing each other and there's a bridge up ahead, and he says, is that bridge safe to cross? And I say, yes, the bridge is safe to cross. And he goes across the bridge and it's not safe to cross, and I knew that, and he falls through and dies. That is a destructive lie. If you have a vagina, you probably don't understand the difference because you're just thinking, well, patriarchy. But you're stupid, so shut up. Just go in the fucking kitchen, make me a pie, and shut the fuck up. But understand, when you lie to a man because you're a woman and the concept of being honest has never fucking occurred to you in your entire life because patriarchy, and because Obama will always give you food stamps and welfare, and because as long as you get your free birth control, that's all you care about, if you're a woman, when you lie to a man, when you tell him shit like, oh yes, we'll do this, here's my number, call me, you're only doing this because you want his attention, right? You love having men texting you and wanting you and all this other shit because it validates you, and you have no intention of interacting with them. And men, again, know that we've been over this before. You got to talk to 100 women to find 10 that are worth talking to, and out of those 10 there might be one who's actually worth your time. So as men, we understand it's a numbers game. We understand that most of you out there are mentally fucked up. You women are mentally fucked up, and that you're liars, and that you're incompetent, that you're not responsible, and that you're going to lie to us. So this is the critical difference. What I'm pissed off about, to reemphasize for all of you, you're pissed off because none of these girls had sex with you. No. Remember, have I said this before? There are billions and billions of women on the planet Earth not having sex with me. I'm not angry at them for not having sex with me, okay? I am angry at 5 out of these 6 whores because they tell me destructive lies. Because they tell me lies that cause me to waste my time. And they tell me these destructive lies, not just me personally, they tell these destructive lies to all men. Because number 1, they're cowards. Because number 2, they like the attention. Because number 3, they don't want to hurt a man's feelings by telling him no in person, face to face, because that would make them feel bad. So instead, they do this phone number texting thing where they can just ignore the man, and they don't feel bad about that. And so it's all about, you want attention, you don't want your feelings to get hurt, and you're a coward. And then of course, you're coming out and you're coming out, and you're being like, we are strong and independent, and we should be paid the same as men, and we should have jobs, and we should have responsibility, and we're capable, and you're not. Because the very fact that you engage in this behavior, these destructive lies, these lies which cause other people to waste their time. Time is a limited resource. All of us are here on this planet for a limited amount of time. And you may not, again, understand this because you're dumb, because you have titties. I don't know why you're stupid. I don't know if it's the vagina, I don't know if it's the titties, I don't know if it's the brain chemistry, I don't know what's wrong with you. But you need to understand that as men, especially anarcho-capitalist men, we grasp the idea that we have a limited amount of time on the planet Earth, and we have shit to do, okay? We're not just sitting around all day watching motherfucking reruns of Friends, and fucking watching Orange is the New Black, and fucking punching our fucking victim cards. We have shit to do. And when you tell these fucking lies about, oh yeah, we'll get together, and you're fucking lying, you're wasting my time, and you're pissing me the fuck off. And that is why I'm pissed off at you little fucking whores. You can just say no to my face all day long. Just say no. You want to go out with a man? Just say no, I'm not interested. But that's too fucking hard for you, isn't it? Because you have a fucking vagina, and you have no fucking brain cells, and you're just empty. You're empty as fuck. And so it's easier for you to tell the destructive lies, to fucking protect your fucking feelings. What? Oh, hey, Randy said the episode is almost over. I should stop talking. All right. I'll save some for the next one. There's gonna be, oh god, there's at least probably 2 more in this series. We'll see how it goes.